Hello fam, how are we doing? Thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. For my subscribers, I'm very grateful. If you're a new member here, you are highly, in fact, just carry seats. I will tell somebody to take it to your room, your community room. Thank you guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, comment, share, and that's basically it. And just stay glued to my content when you turn on the notification bell. I'll be speaking to you guys about how we came here to Canada. This is a long awaited video that has been much requested, and I've just decided to explain to you guys how our process was. So if this is what you are interested in hearing, please stay glued to this channel and I would do well to explain in details to you. So here in Canada, I'm here with a student permit. As a student, I'm doing my MBA in University Canada West. And my husband is here on a work permit. So he's working full-time. I'm schooling and I'm working part-time. It's worthy of note that while this application was on, we made good use of a consultant. Now, we didn't want to take the risk of doing it ourselves because obviously we had done it, we had tried it, sometimes it didn't go through. So it was too fragile for us to do it ourselves. So we had to employ the services of a consultant, and the consultant was putting us through, and the documents he needed, he always told us, and we just provide the documents and the likes, and until here we are now. So I think that it was a good decision for us to make use of the consultants, because we didn't want to take that big risk of doing it ourselves. So we took it to a consultant and he analyzed everything, our finance, and then gave us the best application for us, and then off we started the process, and it just took us step by step through it and until we got here. So if you are like us, that you don't mind using a consultant, please go ahead and use a consultant. Just make sure that the consultant or agent, I don't like to call them agents because the word consultant sounds genuine to me in my earrings. I don't want to use agent. No, it's not agent, it's a consultant, and particularly this person we use is actually a consultant. So please be sure that this person you are using is genuine. There's so many scams everywhere. I've heard of stories. Please don't fall prey to this. There are genuine consultants around. Please find them out and make use of them. Don't fall prey to their tactics. And it is worthy of note that I did IELTS. So I wrote IELTS, the academic, and then my husband wrote the IELTS for the general. So he uses IELTS for his open work permit, and I use my IELTS for my academic program. So the process was easy. It went from getting an admission in a university and then submitting all required documents for the admission, making the admission payment, which is non-refundable. It's usually a small fee. And then afterwards, you are given a conditional admission letter. And then when you make your first deposit of tuition, you'd be given a non-conditional admission letter. Like, this is the major admission letter. The first admission letter they gave you was just like, oh, we inform you that we are giving you an admission. This is an information. But when you make a payment, it feels like you are in the system with them. So they now give you the major admission letter. Now, when you've gotten that, you use your admission letter now to process your visa. That's the one that takes a longer time. The admission doesn't even take long. It's the visa processing that takes a whole long time. So submitting major documents for the visa application, and trust me, it was a big deal of documents because we had done it In fact, let me say 3 times. Let me say 3 times, because the first time, let me not acknowledge that it was the first time. So the first rejection we got was based on financial reasons. We didn't state enough finance required to take care of a full family, because we're going as a family. So if it was just one person, it would have been okay. We were three with a child, like me, my husband, and then a child. So it didn't take them time. They just rejected us on financial basis. So on a second video, maybe later on, I could do a video to state what I did differently from the previous one that was rejected. So yes, we submitted a whole lot of documents, and like I said, it was a heap of documents, because this time around we really wanted to convince them that, oh yes, we are capable, we can do this, we can come to Canada. So it was a heap of documents. Consultant was giving us heads up as to what we need to do. We wrote so many letters of explanations. We submitted, first of all, we submitted everybody's data pages, and then we made use of a sponsor. So we submitted the data pages of the sponsors as well. I mean, the sponsors to boost our financial grants as well. So from my personal end, I submitted a whole lot of documents. Yes, my degree certificates, everything, birth certificates, my international passport. We made photocopies of every page, like every single page of it. The ones that I stamped, the ones that is not stamped, we made everything. We're just following each other. If you see me looking down, I wrote them all so that I don't forget. I don't even want to miss any information here. So I was required to give an employment letter. Now, employment letter from where I used to work. And after the employment letter, I was also asked to bring a letter of reference, like a referencing letter to state that, oh, I was a good girl, this and that, just to give me a high rating. And then also to state that, oh, when I am done with my studies and I come back to the country, they are willing to employ me. Yes, so it states, like the letter just states, it's like a letter of relevance to show that you are relevant to them, because they really don't want to feel that you are coming to the country to stay like full time. They want to believe that you are coming to study and then use the knowledge you gained at the school to your home country to make it better. So you need those letters, like letter of employment and the letters of reference. Yeah, and then I wrote out a study plan. A study plan, it's a very long study plan. It has to do with why I want to study my chosen course or degree, what I will do with the course or the knowledge I gain to better my home country. After completion, what do I intend to do? Why did I choose the course? And so many reasons. Why did I choose to study in Canada? It's like, and you see this study plan, I wrote it like like Cambridge. Because like I mentioned, we had done it before and we're rejected. So really wanted everything now to be on point. So everything that looked like a red flag, or I didn't write well, that was why the consultant was there. He was just ticking them out and then rewriting and just helping me out. Yes, that was his major work. I also declared ties to my home country. Like I mentioned, they don't want to feel that you are not coming back to your country. So they want to know, do you have ties to your home country, and what are the ties to your home country? Our ties to home country has to do with what is tying you down to your home country, what is it that will bring you back to your home country. If it has to do with landed properties, you need to show the deed of agreement, the receipts, the survey plans, housings, anything it is, your businesses. So this ties to home country, anything it is that will tie you to the home country. Also, my personal business as a fashion designer, I tendered my business certificates, everything it is. I even took a picture of my machine. It was intense. I even took a picture of my machine. I sent them my clothes that I had sewn, like an evidence to show that this is my business. This is genuine. I do this. And as I am leaving, I'm putting it in custody of somebody else who will look after it. So when I come back, when I am done with my studies, I want to come back to look into my business and use the knowledge I've gained as a master's in business administration into my business. And then my husband too declared his business as well. Everything declarable, we mentioned it all. Because, like I mentioned, we didn't want any loophole in any way. So you need to declare ties to home country. Anything it is that is called ties, anything that can tie you to your home country, is it your car, your houses, your landed properties, your businesses, whichever it is, you need to state them all. So another thing again, we stated was explanation letter. If you see this explanation letter, we wrote letter like no man's business. Like explanation letter, because the first time I was issued a visa, but I didn't go because so many reasons were attached. I was issued visa, but it was just me. My husband was not issued. At the time, Brian was not born yet. I didn't want to come to the country alone because I was pregnant. I needed help. So I was waiting for me and my husband to get visa at the same time. So I didn't activate the visa. So I made it waste. They were very angry with that. And that was the reason why they were so bent, like, why should we give you this round? Why should we give you this one? You wasted this slot. Somebody else could have had it. So I gave explanation letters why I did not activate one they gave me the first time. I gave pictures, my wedding pictures, my pregnancy pictures, my baby's birth certificate stating that, oh, I gave birth at that period and I couldn't have come to the country because I needed adequate help. I needed to be looked after. And I'm coming here alone. It wouldn't have been possible here. I gave them everything possible, even my baby's pictures, everything it is I gave them. So that's an explanation letter. So I explained in details and got so good with the help of my consultant. He was really helpful. He did most of the work, and professionalism also, he was there. So he really sat down to do it all. We stated evidence like our wedding evidence. If you see what I did there, I snapped our photo album, our wedding album. Like, I took a picture of the front page of the wedding album. Like, I flipped again and took few pictures and then sent it in. So it was like an attachment to the letter, explanation letters that we wrote, just to state that I got married this date, I got pregnant this date, I gave birth this date. At the time I was issued the visa, I was heavily pregnant, so I couldn't have come to the country. Please find attached my baby's birth certificate to correspond the dates together, this and that. It was intense. So also we're required to complete our family information sheets. This is to help in case any of our families are coming around to just to have a tie, like it will be easy for them to come around. So we fill the family information sheet. That one is even easy. Then our travel histories, letter of explanation on our travel history are shown on our international passport. Every of our travel history, we made photocopies and scanned them to them, like every page of our international passport, like I earlier mentioned, and our travel history. We not only did we just scan it, we explained what the travel history was for. I also did my CV as well. Then, like I mentioned, I did my IELTS. We also did medicals. Now, we did an upfront medical just so that when the medical is requested for, we won't delay in the process. So we went for an upfront medical. It's allowed to do that. And we did that at IOM in IKEJA, GRA. It costed us like 49 something thousand. I really cannot remember, but if I find that out, I'll put that on the screen. 49,000 per person. And then my baby had his own test, 30 something thousand. So that was how expensive it is. So we did that, and as well we submitted our NIN. I think NIN is like the new updates, because after COVID they were still requesting for newer documents that they didn't require before. My husband too submitted almost the same thing I submitted as well. Like, I listed almost everything the same as well. He submitted his CV, yes, and his business, what he does in his business in Nigeria. He submitted a full load of all those information because he is going to get a work permit, so they want to know exactly all those details in full. So that was what he did, and same as I did was the same he did. Bear in mind that we also submitted pay slips for 4 months. Like, where you are working, you need to submit, you need to show your salary, like you are getting salary from where you work for 4 months, like pay slips or something like an evidence, then for your sponsor, you need a letter of introduction, like linking you to the person, maybe a parent or something. So linking you to your sponsor. Yes, a letter of introduction to explain that, oh, I'm sponsoring this person, this and that. He's my relative, he's my family. It was just an added advantage to boost our financial status. Yeah. And then also the sponsor also needs to show bank statements, letter of introduction, where he works, his job offer, his employment letter, and then he needs to get a reference letter from his office to state that, oh, this man is a reputable man at our organization, he earns so amount yearly, he's not lying, this and that. And you need to back it up with your pay slips, you need to back it up with your bank statements. Then we also wrote letters of sponsorship. Like my husband, he wrote a letter of sponsorship that while he's in Canada, he will be sponsoring me, his wife, for my education. He also wrote another letter of a sponsorship to Brian, his son, that I'm the father to the son and I would be financially sponsoring my son while we're in Canada and while his mother is studying. I also wrote that to my son to say I'll be sponsoring with everywhere I can. Like that. Like everything was just principled. Employment reference letter. Please note that these employment letters and your letter of reference, everything should be in letterhead. Letterhead of your organization you need. Like it's an evidence, obviously. You cannot just print it on a paper. No. You need to do it on a letterhead, signed, stamped by a boss, like somebody superior. Yes. So talking about bank statements now, like we provided bank statements it was 4 months. Now what we did was that we had been accumulating our bank statements since, like, immediately we wanted to start the process. The consultant told us, you know what, start building your bank statements so that when the time comes, you have 4 months bank statements to declare. Now, this bank statement, it needs to show in and out of finance, in and out of money. They just want to know that you are financially capable to stay in Canada. It has to be a running account. You don't have to, and please don't pull up some of money there. Oh, like one money that you don't always collect before. Maybe you don't put 5 million one time. You will need to explain because you can't do that. Money that you've not been getting in a while, you just put one lump sum 5 million. What you need to do is maybe split the monies into bits by bits. Maybe one time 500k, one time 200k, one time 100k. Like that, just split it in bits. Make sure the account is running. Use the account. Maybe it's your business account or anything. Just make sure the account is running. Yeah. They want to see that your money is going in, money is coming out. And then the amount required there is there, like a lump sum of money. Now, about the amount you need to declare, sincerely, like I mentioned, we declared way more than the required. I think required, I don't know how much it is required. I don't know. I would find that out for normal process. I'll find that out for the normal process, but I know that we declared way more than that because, like I mentioned, the first time we were rejected based on financial grounds, we didn't want to be short of funds again, so we just went way high. So that's basically it. But if it's your first time, if you're using a consultant, the consultant will advise you very well as to how much you need to have in your bank statements. We submitted our full documents in June. Everything in total was put in June. And then we waited July, August, September. And then I think last week in September was when the visa came out. Ah, God. You don't want to see the joy in our hearts. It took us a whole long time. We were issued exactly what we wanted. A study for me, a work for my husband. Ah, God is wonderful. Our effort was not in vain. The visa came out in last week in September, and then we had just a few time left to quickly prepare and travel, because at the same time, I'm here for studies. The school was to resume in October, like second week or third week in October. So when it's coming as quick as possible. Basically, that's just it. And we're doing really fine here in Canada. So please, thank you very much for going through this video. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you very much for listening to our travel story, for listening to our processing. I don't know if I gave you guys enough information, but just let me know. If you need much more information, just comment below. Please comment what exactly you need information about. I might be restricted because, like I mentioned, I used a consultant, and the consultant was just directing us based on our application. But I would try as much as possible to answer to the best of my knowledge. So please comment in the comment section if you have more information or more questions to ask, more inquiries. Thank you for watching, and